Just past the gates to Park Equine Hospital, horses are roaming the paddocks or recovering in their stalls. Whether they're retired horses, show horses, or race horses,
The brown one's popped hard.
they all get the same high-quality treatment.
So I see a lot of minor injuries frequently, and then occasionally you have, the more severe catastrophic injuries.
Dr. Annie Oakes grew up in Saratoga Springs, a horse racing community that led her to becoming an equine veterinarian. She says being born and raised in the industry makes practicing in Lexington a full circle experience.
So being here is just kind of the epitome of, equine athletes.
Dr. Oakes says they're fortunate enough to have equipment that picks up on subtle issues, like their new standing equine MRI.
We don't have to anesthetize the horse to acquire the scans of the MRIs. They're able to walk in there, they get some sedation, they get their scan, and they walk back out.
It's a very minimally invasive process that's available right in the heart of the bluegrass.
The total scan takes about 2 hours if we're doing 2 front feet, sometimes a little more. I do like to give them a break if they're being really good.
The run for the roses is so close, you can taste it. But at the end of the finish line, what it all comes down to is the horse's well-being.
One of my favorite parts of the job is being the advocate for the horse, and in the end, that is my job.
In Lexington, Julia Sandor, WKYT.